Good afternoon, UFS students, faculty, the Vice-Chancellor, members of the University Council, deans of various faculties, and everybody who's here present. Let's just say all protocol observed. Thank you very much for the honor of inviting me, Vice-Chancellor and the University of the Free State. For me, it is a singular honor to be here to say a few words on behalf of in recognition of the graduands this afternoon. The first thing I want to say is congratulations. It is extremely exciting to be a graduate. And one of my favorite quotes is, "There's nothing more powerful than an idea whose time has come." And the fact that you're all sitting here is testimony to the hard work, the energy, and the dedication you've put in to the process of continuously becoming. As human beings, we are creatures who continuously evolve, and we are constantly becoming. So this is recognition of that. And behind all that, there has been a journey of going to your source. So I just want to acknowledge that and say a hearty congratulations to all of you. I'm going to be very brief because I know it's hot and this is all about you. And it's always wonderful if the energy can be focused on you as opposed to others who are there to support you, to be fellow travelers in your journey, but it is really about you. I just want to premise my remarks by saying I'd like to honor two people who've been really critical in my life. First of all, my mom. My mother is not very well, but over the last few months, I've been doing a lot of reading around World War I. So why are we here with a guy who's now talking about World War I? What has this got to do with you? It so turns out that at the beginning of every century, it takes about 20 years for that century to really kick in terms of the dynamics and processes that that century is going to produce. Now, World War I ended in 1918. That is exactly 100 years ago, almost to the day that we sit here today. What is the link with my mother? The guns shut down at 11 a.m. of the 11th month of the 11th day, of the 11th month of 1918. My mother was born on the 11th of November. And in reading what happened in World War I, it just struck me that the lessons of that time, 100 years ago, resonate with our challenges today. Because what was basically happening is ideas were changing over. And I encourage you all from here to go and do a little bit of research on World War I, because even though it seemed to be a battle very far away, remember that 3,000 South Africans passed away in that battle, or in that war. So it was very close to home. So that was my first message. The second quick message, if you just permit me, I'm just going to look up something that I was just sent, and I'll make it relevant. But I got a WhatsApp message which says this: there was a time in Rhodesia when the colonial government wanted to phase out mathematics in black schools, claiming that it was beyond their scope of understanding. This is around 1956, 1957. You can see where they were getting their inspiration from. That very year, a black child scored the highest marks in their entire country and single-handedly shut down the debate. That child was Lesedi Makhurane. That's my dad. My dad passed away very recently, but he spent his whole time in the education field. The first thing he did before he got a degree was he was a teacher. And I know most of you are teachers here today. If you graduated from high school between 1984 and 2004, and you happen to reside in Zim, then he signed your certificate as the chairperson of the Zimbabwe Education Council. So I just wanted to honor that and tell you that I've spent a long time and a lot of time coming to graduation ceremonies, but I was never on the podium. I was always in the audience listening to my dad. So I just wanted to put that out there. Education is something that runs through my blood. And the honor of standing here today in front of you, just soon after his recent passing, is really quite, if you like, a symbol of synchronicity. And I just want to thank again UFS for this honor. I have just got 5 brief messages to give you this afternoon. The first thing I want to say is that tonight you must go out and celebrate. Go wild. Just enjoy yourselves. This is a fantastic honor. But you must remember that becoming a graduate is not just about the fact that you have now studied. Once you become a graduate, something interesting happens. The flame of continuous education is ignited. And so you must go on and continuously continue the journey of learning. In fact, education is very much about becoming a specialist in your field or doing it very well. But I think the real gift of coming to a university to learn is that you actually learn how to learn. Yeah? So it's a process of learning how to learn. And I just want to echo what the Vice-Chancellor was saying about critical inquiry. Because what you gain, and what I think we need seriously in our country, is the quality of critical reflection. And that means that because you're a graduate, but even more, because you've gone to university and you've been conferred this honor, that you will extend that to others. And you will bring your ability to critically reflect, to ask questions about what is going on in society, that you will bring that to the spaces where you work and to the places that you live, and you will ensure that they become better. This is now a weight that is carried on your shoulders. Because being somebody with an education means that you extend that outwards. Yeah? You give service to something outside of yourself. And in that way, all of us collectively become better. So that is my first message. The second one is that there is a weight of being a graduate, because what it means is that you've joined the ranks of the few. There are not many people who wear that nice square cap that you're wearing, okay? And being a graduate means that you need to have the courage at all times to stand apart from the herd, if you like. Now, I'm not saying people are animals or anything like that. All I'm saying, by standing out from the herd, is that you have a voice, and your voice needs to be heard. That is what you have earned at university. So you've got a voice, it's a special voice, say it loud, express it out there, and make sure that it counts. My third message is, in going to university, there is something that is not often told to you. But actually, why people come and get honors at university is so that they can generate and develop what I call a signature presence. A signature presence. You can stand in your own light and you can shine. Yeah? You're not going to be intimidated by anything. You can stand in your own light and you can shine. Your signature presence can shine through. And more we're beginning to understand that even at the heart of leadership is signature presence. You will be you no matter what. Your identity will stand strong. So please bear that in mind. Don't worry, I'm coming to an end. The other thing I want to mention very quickly is it's important that you don't forget. Don't forget who brought you this far. Honor them continuously, and they will honor you back. Forgetting is a deep and important principle, I think, in evolving societies. Now, I mentioned 1918 and so on. But at one point in South Africa, there was the frontier, and there were those who were beyond the frontier. To stress the point I'm trying to make around forgetting, most indigenous people, when they were visited by people from faraway places, they were surprised that a different energy was being carried into these countries. And what surprised a lot of indigenous people was that it seemed that others had forgotten parts of their humanity. And so wars broke out all over the place. The point I'm making about forgetting is never forget who you are and never forget others, because that is at the very essence of our humanity. And it's something I stress in all the courses I run. Lastly, it is December now. And in December, usually we want to shut down. But from the perspective of the North, the sun kind of dies around December 22nd. And so December became a time, if you like, where we naturally start to let go. It is therefore very appropriate that you have graduations in December, because it symbolizes also the end of a journey that you have had. In January, what we tend to do is we tend to write resolutions. But what January actually symbolizes is a time of transition. So finally, what I want to say is, even though you're graduating today, the truth is actually that you are transitioning into something else. You are becoming more. And in January, go beyond your resolutions. Think about what happens for the next chapter of your life. And think about how you're going to apply that. And I think if we can do that, then we will all be better off collectively. So you have gained a degree, you've gained a specialization, you've gained new knowledge, you have gained some mastery. Your journey ahead is one where your personal mastery continues. And I believe that all of us here wish you Godspeed in your journey ahead. Once again, we congratulate you for what you've done to come this far. And we must acknowledge as well that as teachers, the job that you do for the Free State is fantastic. The Free State is one of the top performers in the basic education field. And so we just want to acknowledge what you do, know that you are seen, and know that you are powerful. And I wish you all the very, very best. Thank you very much.